and all we're going to do, we're going to start with a parallel line through that vertex B. Okay, so assuming we have that parallel line, and then we'll call these two angles D and E. And can we prove, and what do we know the sum of the angles in a triangle is equal to? Let's see, can we show that the sum of the angles in this triangle is equal to 180? So let's look at our two-column proof here. If we start with the original information, so we have triangle ABC with BD parallel to AC. All right, so anytime we're attempting to create an end state for a proof, we want to try to introduce all the elements of that end state. So here we want to introduce A, B, C, and 180 degrees. Okay? And the way that we can introduce these elements and put them into this same form is, what do you notice about these three angles? What do they have to add up to? 180. So if you say D plus B plus E equals 180, okay, the justification, there's no straightforward justification on this, and you can use multiple steps if you were asked to do this by hand, but we're basically using definition of straight angle and angle addition. Okay, so a combination of these allows us to demonstrate that the sum of those three angles has to equal that straight angle 180. Okay, so we've introduced element B and element 180. So all we need to do is introduce elements A and C. Okay, so can we introduce either of those elements? What do we know angle A is equal to? It's equal to D, right? So we know that A is equal to D, and the reason for that is they're alternate interior angles of parallel lines, therefore they are congruent. So A and D are equal. At the same time, now we've introduced that. We can also introduce C. What angle does C equal? E. So we can say C and E are equal for the exact same reason, right? Those are also alternate interior angles of parallel lines, therefore they are congruent as well. So we've introduced all of our elements, so now it's just a matter of manipulating them. And so if we take this statement from step 2, we can replace D with A, we can replace E with a C, so we get the statement A plus B plus C is equal to 180. And what would justify that? We just made replacements or substitutions, and so that would be our final end state, so we would be done with that. Okay, so the fact that we've now demonstrated a formal proof of this means this triangle sum is now a theorem. So the theorem states that the sum of the angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. And again, if you ever need to abbreviate this, you can just write the symbol triangle sum.